All right. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get this set up for you. So give me just a second. So we're gonna do a little back test on AUDCAD because for some reason I missed this entry of this trade. Hello, everybody. We're trying to get this set up for you. All right, so I missed the entry of this trade somewhere. So we're gonna back test it and y'all gonna get to see in real life time of how I evaluate the markets and see where am I gonna take the entries at. So this is where I always start on the monthly chart. This is just where I start. You don't have to start here, but this is what I do. And what I try to do is narrow down where the trade is. So we know price is right here. So we're gonna put a line here, a support. That means price went here at the high and that the lowest point closest to current price went right here. So this gives us a barrier to look at where price is because we want to try to isolate where price is. All right, so price is right here. So I'm gonna put another line at the top of here. And then I'm gonna zoom out and I wanna see like, where is that resistance sitting? And if you look here, you will see, we're gonna zoom it out. So we see some resistance up here where our red line is, but we want to get that closer to current price. So right here, I see some areas of some resistance right here. So what I'll take this little box and I'll draw it in right here to capitalize on this resistance. And I explain this a little bit more. So resistance, well, it was support, and then it became support again, and then it dropped under, and then it became resistance. So that is the reason I'm putting that right there. And then I see price here, but this is the lowest point right here where price failed at that wick. And we're going to capitalize on that wick as well. Let's do this wick a little bit right here. Right. And right there, we are done with the monthly chart. We're going to go in a little bit on the weekly as well. And all we're trying to do is figure out where is price going to go next. If we can figure out where price is going to go next, then we have a plan field. So we're seeing price. If we look, price is going down. So we know for a fact, since price is going down, we want to take some buys. Price is going down, we want to be taking some sales. I apologize, scratch that, some sales. So we're looking for some sales. So we're coming down, price is right here. We can see this resistance formed right here. So we don't want to ignore this. Zoom out. So I do see resistance formed right here. And what I do, I change this to color. Because I want to see this resistance. Right. And we're going to change the color of this. So I'm going to change it to purple. And then we see price came down all the way down here. And then, so I'm kind of done with the weekly as well. So we know the monthly was going down, the weekly we're going down, and let's look at the daily. And we're trying to figure out where is price? Where is price? All right. So on the daily, we have, okay, price came down, hit it, came back up to our line. Price came down again, bounced back up here. So we can see right here, this was some sideways movements. And I say that because price either got to break above it or break it below us to tell us where price is projected to go next. So price dropped above it, went down, hit this line back, bounced back up here, then bounced back up here, went above. We could have took this, broke it, pulled back to this resistance and broke above it. And then it came back down, tried to go back up here and touch this resistance, came back down from the support again and dropped below it. Then it came back up, tried to touch resistance again, fell back down. Tried to come back up, tapped it again, and came back down. But we can see price right here is starting to make these higher lows right here. But no matter what, we're still bearish on this pair. Okay. And we always want to see where is price. So we know for a fact price is right here. So where is the next area that we can expect price to go? So we can expect price to go down here. So we've seen price go up, down, up. So we assume it's going to go down. So if we take this out, so if I take that out, we can see what price did. We can see price went up, down, up here again, gave us a second chance, went down, up, down, and then we're expecting it to come down here, and then we're expecting it to go back up. So let's drop down into our 4-hour time frame and see what price is doing. So we see price is down right now, is down. So we want to tell ourselves if it's going down, we want to wait until a pullback. So we want to see a pullback before we get into anything so it can continue going down. So we see it's down, pulled back. And so what I would expect to do, what I would do is, since this was the down leg, I would come in here, get my field, and I would draw from this point, from this point right here, and to down here. All right. And so that let me know if price is anywhere up here, this is our golden area. This is actually where we want to be a seller at. This is prime real estate. This is where we want to be selling at. Anything right here, we want to be selling. See right there? And we can see, okay, it was support, support, support. And we can also see back here some support. And then it tried to grab it, fell up under, and then it hit resistance. Resistance came all the way down to this line, hit some support, came back up, hit resistance, then came back up, hit resistance again. So that's our main target right here. This is where we want to get in at. So in the event that we cannot get in right up there at that golden, that purple zone, we do want to wait till price starts to pull back So we see a little pullback action right here. And we're gonna come into this field and we're gonna see where could potentially be another pullback area. And we're gonna go right up here. And we're gonna put a line up here as well. I'm gonna mark this out and see where it goes. So about right here. Yeah. And we know, put the line back. And we know if price come back around here and it starts moving weird, we know for a fact we want to get in around this area right here, because it may not come all the way up. It may not come up here. It may stop right here and pull back. So we want to be cognizant of this area as well. So let's put, I want to change this to, so that's the blue area. We just want to keep an eye on it and make sure price ain't, it wicked up here once, but we want to see, what we want to see is price come up there, play around, and then drop off. So now we on the entry time. All right, so what can we expect? We can expect, no matter what, we wanna, let's go back to the 4 hours. We want our stop loss to either be above here. We want our stop loss to be above this wick, or at least if the price get all the way up here, we're gonna put our stop loss way up here. If price get right here and start reversing, we're gonna put our stop loss right there. So that's what we're gonna put our stop loss. So let's go on to this hourly. And we're gonna play it forward just to see what happens. Okay, the price is going down. Okay, big move down to the downside. Okay, we are gonna stop it. We're gonna pause it because price went down to the downside and it's starting to come back up. So it gave us our floor. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna take the fibs again and measure that movement to make sure we don't miss out on some valuable information that we did not see before. All right. So right here, just keep an eye on this area as well. So I'm gonna mark out this 50. And I'm gonna put this as a golden zone because that's gonna be prime since price came back here. So let's, golden zone, change this. I'm gonna make it like yellow. Yellow. All right. So, and then I'm gonna go ahead. You do not have to do this, but you know we want to short from this area. So we want it above here, or we can put it above here. I'm gonna put it above this. And then we're gonna put it, we're gonna come down here into some fields. And that'll give us a 1-to-1. But let's put it all the way down. We're gonna put it down there to our next spot. So we want, and that right there is a 2-point risk reward is a 2.71. So if we want to get a better risk reward, we can let price come in and turn around, and then we can get a better risk to reward. So let's pull that down, and that'll give us a 3.29 risk to reward. So let's see what actually price does. Well, we getting some upwards movement. Come on, give us in. Ooh, did we not get in? That would be sad. All right, do y'all see this? Price played around right here and it kept giving us week after week after week after week. So with that being said, this is the new ceiling. So from here, from that, this was our new ceiling. When all those wicks come in and price kept bumping his head, bumping his head, bumping his head, this became our new ceiling. We want to capitalize. So that became our new ceiling. Price did not have the courage to come back up here. It did not come back up here. It stopped right here and gave us week after week after week after week after week. And because I wasn't at the computer at the time, I didn't see that. So let's keep playing and see how. Okay, and price stopped right here. So we have to evaluate, like, what did we do wrong? So that's all about, we did not get in the trade. Right here at our golden zone, price did not come up here. Literally, we missed this literally by a couple pips, y'all, like a couple pips. So let's see what we could have did better. Let's see, price stopped right here at this line. Like, it has to have a reason for stopping right there. Okay, so if we go back, we do see a ceiling right here. Resistance. We see some resistance right here. It broke above. Came back right here. Look at this, y'all. You got to pay attention to this. So we had some support right here. So support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, so resistance, resistance. So when you see price bump its head a couple times and it cannot get through this, you got to go back in time and say, okay, why didn't this work? What did I miss? And I missed that this resistance, support. Then it was resistance, broke through, resistance, support right here, some support, resistance, broke through, and it came back for resistance. So our entry should have looked something like that. Because the biggest thing about when you lose, it's all about going back and say, okay, how can I make this better? What did I do wrong? How can I make this better? And how can I become a better trader? Because if you don't go back and evaluate what you did wrong and how could you become a better trader, then you'll never improve. Because I did everything right. I did use the fields. I know it was going down. It's all about, okay, where was that entry with that pullback? We got the pullback right in the right area. So we knew from the top of this to the bottom of this, when it does pull back, we got to find that prime real estate for that pullback. And that prime real estate was all this support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance support, and that was that prime real estate. So, and it wasn't the fibs. The fibs that it came all the way back and touched the 0.38, but we could have got in there if you would have had a buy limit up there. You could have got in there, but that prime real estate where it started eating those orders was right here in this golden area that you have to notify. So the best way I can tell y'all, the best way I would do it is when price is pulling down and it's going to your other box, you need to come in here and see from the bottom of this to the top of this to the bottom of this. You need to come inside and see where is price gonna turn. And price is not just gonna turn at a random spot. It's gonna turn where there is support, turn resistance, or resistance, turn support, and that's where price is gonna turn. Price ain't just gonna turn in the middle of the air. It's gonna turn where all of this tug of war was planned. All right, y'all, so we definitely see why I missed this trade, because I didn't go deeper and I didn't find that support and resistance. But hey, I didn't get into the trade. So I put it on my alert. I was watching it to get it in, but I put it up here and then it didn't make it up that way before it turned and went the other way on me. All right, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in to Jay's TV here. And I hope you learned something. And if you want to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe for some more Forex. All righty, y'all.